So I found myself stuck. I'm now running a team. It's 4 years later, and I'm just like, man, like I'm making good money now, selling almost 100 homes a year, going in more debt. You know, I'm still in the rat race. It was a little bit nicer rat race, but you know, not that much nicer. And I'm just like, what are my options here? And at the time I saw that I had two options. First option, build a bigger team, get more leverage. Number two, start an independent brokerage. And it was at that time, my sponsor, Cliff. What's up, Cliff? Thank you. He shared EXP with me. And honestly, from the moment that video ended, I knew I was in. To me, it was an absolute no-brainer. So I joined the company and started like, I'm like, you know what, I'm just keep selling houses like I always did and build RevShare part-time, build my freedom wealth part-time in a handful of hours a week. That was my goal. So I'm still running the team, but I'm not sold out on RevShare yet. I'm still just really busy selling houses. I had, I think at the time, 3 or 4 agents, a couple assistants, and I'm not sold out on RevShare yet. So I'm driving, and I remember this day perfectly. It's a beautiful spring, summer day in North Carolina. Windows are down. I'm listening to a podcast. I love podcasts. And Dan Sullivan from Strategic Coach is talking. And I don't remember exactly what he said, but the lesson I learned and what I heard was this. He said, when you start off as an entrepreneur, you're just trying to dig a hole. Us real estate agents, we're just trying to sell some houses, right? Just kind of figure things out. Then a good entrepreneur, they're like, how can I get more efficient at this? How can I dig this hole faster? And then a great entrepreneur, they're like, how can I build leverage? Maybe I should hire a team so I can dig a bigger hole, dig it faster. Maybe I just got to buy some new technology, whatever it is. And I was like, oh, that's really good. That's kind of what I'm doing right now. Then what he said stopped me in my tracks. He said, the enlightened entrepreneur steps back, looks at the hole that they're digging, and ponders, is this even the right hole? I was like, man, this is why I feel stuck. I'm digging the wrong hole. Revenue share for my dreams, desire for my true freedom is the right hole. So from that point forward, I started to take RevShare a lot more serious. I started to treat it like a business. So my 5-year plan was to sponsor 25 agents total, so 5 a year for 5 years. And based on what I saw with our comp plan and what others were doing, I was like, you know what? I think I can get them to 500 if I help them, and I think that 500 should produce about $25,000 a month in income. So that's what I went to work on. And the $25,000 wasn't just an arbitrary number. I had a dream lifestyle already in my mind that $25,000 was allocated for, and that's a key part to success, I believe, is you gotta have a dream, you gotta have a vision, and it's gotta be written down. So things started to go really well with RevShare. I'm happy to admit, this is a little video that we did about 5 years ago.
Hey everybody, we just wanted to make this announcement. We are so excited. So today is a very important day for us because we hit a huge milestone in our business. We hit 500 agents in our EXP organization. And one of the reasons why this goal is so big for us is because this is a goal we set when we first joined the company just about 17 months ago. We thought, hey, if we can build our EXP organization to 500 real estate agents in 5 years, like that would just be mind-blowing, that would be perfect, that would create everything that we want in life. And so we set that goal, and now we've hit it in under a year and a half.
So pretty cool. So it didn't take 5 years, it took 18 months. So we were pretty excited about that. And that month I said $24,490 exactly when we hit 500 agents that month in our RevShare group. So pretty exciting. That was our dream financial freedom number, and we hit it. And I want to share with you how I did it, and I'm going to keep it so simple. The first thing that you got to do is set your vision, and I do what I call vision sheets. They're laminated, two-sided. One side is goals, missions, values, affirmations. The other side is what I want for my life, my vision board. And just out of curiosity, anyone here ever struggled to reach out to agents, or like you're a little afraid, fear of rejection? Show of hands. Who here might be a little nervous to reach out to agents? Okay, awesome. So I was there too. So early on, I wrote down this affirmation that says, to share who I am and what I have to offer proudly. Who I am is just my authentic self. What I have to offer is this EXP opportunity. And then I went on to say, for most it won't mean anything, but to some it will mean everything. For the person that hangs up on you, swears at you, that probably won't happen, but if it does, no big deal. They're going to forget about it within 5 minutes. The person that joins EXP, that makes enough rev share to pay for their living expenses, their mortgage, their car, maybe earns enough free stock to pay for their kids' college over the next 5 years. That is life-changing. They will remember you for the rest of their lives. Maybe even their grandchildren will be told stories about you. That's what we're talking about here. So maybe that helps. The other thing that I want to talk about a little bit is just like tactfully, like what do you need to do? So I keep things super simple. That's just how I think. I started reaching out to agents who were at my previous brokerage, agents I was in different coaching programs with, went to conferences with, that I networked with on Facebook. I did really well with that. And I talked to like 50 and 22 joined. And that turned into 500 agents. Like, absolutely amazing. But you got to get good. You got to practice your skills. You got to get better at conversion and all that. So what I want to share with you now is what my life looks like now. Because when I was little, all I had was a vision and a dream because my current reality wasn't the best. So I've always been a good dreamer. And my goal is to inspire you guys. Because a lot of times, people I meet, people I talk to, they stop dreaming when they're a kid. And then they grow up and the burdens of the world are so pressed onto their shoulders, they're just trying to get through it. So my goal is, like so many mentors inspired me with their stories, with their lifestyles. My goal is to show you mine, and maybe it'll inspire you. So 2 months after we hit our financial freedom number, we're like, hey, we accomplished a big goal. Let's celebrate it. We traveled around the country for a year in our RV, traveling to all the national parks. On my vision board that I showed you already, on there was to spend 1 month snowboarding. We spent 3 that year in Breckenridge. It was awesome. Now we moved to Puerto Rico 4 years ago. We live in a beautiful community called Dorado Beach. And what's special to us is to be just surrounded by God's beauty on a daily basis because it inspires us. And just this feeling of gratefulness that I get when I'm in nature is just like none other. And this is a place that inspires me. Financial freedom is most important in my mind because it allows time freedom. My typical morning, I wake up, hang out with my family, my kids, have coffee. I might go to the beach to read, to reflect, maybe work on some goals. And now I do this thing that I recommend everyone does, no matter where you're at, is track your net worth, see where you're going. I have discovered it's much more fun to actually do when it's not negative. So that's one of the things that I like to do by the beach. And after that, I'll come home. We do a golf cart ride, usually 2 every single day as a family. Keeps our toddlers locked in one spot so my wife and I can just connect and talk. And we pass by amazing beachfront property, golf courses. There's a Ritz-Carlton in the community that the architecture is incredible. The homes are inspiring. We just love it. And that's what we get to do because of this opportunity. So I want you to just be thinking, like, what do you want? Like, what is your rich life? Like, that's the whole point, and my goal today is to inspire you to figure out what your rich life is, your ideal lifestyle, so that you have no other option than to take all action with a laser focus to achieve that goal. So write out your rich life on 1 page in vivid detail. If it gives you tears while you're writing it and reading it back, you did a good job. If it gives you goosebumps, you did okay. And then list out what it actually costs. It's probably a lot less than you think. When I do this exercise with people, it's usually less than $15,000 a month. Could be a lot of money for some of you, but if we're talking dream lifestyle, it's really not that much money. And then figure out how many agents you need in your rev share group to accomplish that. My number was 500. Now, I love this story, and I heard this story so many times from Ed Milet, and I know he shared it again at Shareholders, which was so incredible. But every time I hear it, I get goosebumps because he talks about being the one. And in my family, I'm the one, and that means a lot to me. He says, when you see a happy, wealthy family, it's not by accident. There may have been generations of brokenness, dysfunction, poverty in that family, maybe since the beginning of time, which is kind of crazy to think about. But one day, the one shows up, and that's me for my family. And I want to challenge you today. Are you going to be the one for your family? Maybe you already are, and I know a lot of you here today are the one in your family, which is amazing. But if you're not, make that change today. It's not too late. You owe it to your family to break those chains, to live the extraordinary life that you deserve. And that's what I got for you guys today. Thank you for your time.